What's up, Geeksters? It's me, Omar, from geeksterlabs.com. Today's video is sponsored by SellCashier, and they compare iPhone prices to get you top dollar for your used iPhone. So if you'd like to sell your iPhone, check out the link in the description below. So today I have a case from MBLA again, MBLA-I, and so this is one of their heavy-duty, big heavy-duty cases that they're offering for the iPhone 6. They also have a version for the 6 Plus as well. This case retails for under 20 bucks, and it's definitely an interesting case. I've never reviewed anything quite like it. Similar to some other cases I have reviewed though, it is held in together by screws. That's what basically holds the case holds the phone inside the case. So this is kind of like the packaging that comes with it. Really nice. Includes a Carabiner clip up here on the top, so you can hook this to the top of the case itself, and I'll show you how that looks once we put the phone inside there. It also includes a screwdriver. So this is what you use, obviously, to get the screws into, or loosen up the screws, I should say, to put the phone inside the case. And I think this might be just, no, that's an instruction manual. There was some information on how to install it, so it shows you all the different layers. Yeah, some instructions for that, and I believe inside here is the actual screws that hold the case in, or hold the phone into the case. There we go. So there's some screws right there, included right there. We have some wipes. This does have some built-in screen protection right here. So they do recommend wiping down your phone and make sure it's clean and dry before you stick it inside the case, so you don't want any dust to get trapped up in there. So that is included inside there. Here we have the case, carabiner clip, screwdriver, screws. So let's go ahead and put our phone, or put my phone, into this case so I can show you guys all the details and close-ups of it. Alright guys, so I have all the screws inside the phone now, so it does take 6 screws to place them in there. It does include extra screws though, just in case you lose any of those, as well as extra screws that hold in the covers for the ports on the bottom. I'll give you some close-ups of that in just a second, but I just want to show you the case in itself, all like this. There's a Hummer on the back of it there. I'm not sure why. I guess maybe it's the Hummer case. You can kind of see some tire treads in the back right there. I thought initially that this may be like a metal plate or something, but it's just actually I think it's just a decorative piece for the back of the case. So overall, it adds a little bit of bulk to the edge of the phone itself, but it doesn't make it seem like it's super heavy. I mean, if you're used to using like those thicker, like OtterBox Defender style cases, this isn't quite as big as that, not as bulky as that. Plus, it is really smooth. So this is just polycarbonate. It's all plastic, but it's smooth. It won't get like stuck in your pocket or anything. It's not made with cheap silicone or anything like that. Here is the carabiner clip that goes to the top, and if you do want to do like that, so if you do want to clip it to the back, or maybe like on your backpack or a bag or something like that, or maybe just your belt, whatever it is, it does include a carabiner clip. Not really my cup of tea, so I'm going to take it off of here just so I can show you guys all the close-ups and ports and such. So let's do some close-ups of this case. Alright, so here we have a close-up of the case. So the first thing I did notice on the side of here is that the mute switch is not accessible while the case is on the phone, or while the phone is inside the case, I should say. You can still click through the volume buttons, and I guess you could lower the volume all the way down, but there's no way through here to switch to get to the mute switch. I'm not sure why it's made that way, but that is the situation there on the side. So when you get to the bottom of the case, you see that there is some port covers here for the headphone jack and the lightning connector. So even though this case is not necessarily waterproof, it's definitely probably splash proof because it's not going to let any water get into those ports. The opening for the speaker is pretty open though, which is probably also a good thing too, because it allows you to still listen to your music. So everything that comes out of it is you can still hear it. One interesting thing I did notice is for the headphone jack right here, if I can get my fingernail in here, because this port's pretty good at blocking it off. So when you pop open that, as you can see, the headphone jack is really flush with the actual size or opening for the headphones that come with the iPhone. So if you have a pair of headphones that are bigger, if the plug is bigger than the ones that came with your iPhone, it probably will not fit in there, and you'll need to get an adapter for that. One thing to mention too, it does look like it is covering up the microphone, because the microphone is right there next to the headphone jack, but the fact that there is a secondary microphone on the back of the phone itself, it doesn't have any issues. So whenever I make phone calls with this case, there were no issues of the people not being able to hear me. So it's not so much of a big deal that it is covering up that microphone right there. The people can still hear you just fine, no issues whatsoever. Get to the side over here with the lightning connector. So another place where it is being blocked off right there. Pretty tight opening right there. So if you do have any kind of lightning connectors that are a little bit larger, they may not fit into that port because it's almost flush with the headphone or the lightning port right there on the bottom. I already showed you the speaker opening right there. No issues with that. Get to the side, we have our sleep wake button. You can still feel the click through there, and even though it's like a softer TPU type of material. Get to the back, we have our camera opening, we have that secondary microphone, so that's probably what's picking up your voice whenever you're talking, making on phone calls. And we have the flash right there. No issues with that. You can see kind of the thickness of the case, so it doesn't add too much serious bulk to the back of the phone, but it definitely is really protective being inside this case. So we get to the front. As you see, the home button is covered up by this membrane right here, but it does still read your fingerprint, so I have no issues at all using the fingerprint scanner for Touch ID, even though it is have this piece of material that is blocking it off. So if I press right there, as you can see, it wakes up really quickly. It does have a built-in screen shield, and even though it doesn't feel like the glass that's built into the iPhone itself, it's still pretty smooth. I haven't had any issues of any kind of weird sensitivity or having it not being able to respond to my finger when I'm using it, so no issues with that. You can see the edge here, so there's a slight lip on the case itself, so if you were to drop it face down, it's not going to be touching the screen or anything. Plus it does have built-in screen protection, so you can see here a nice edge to it. And it does have the opening there for the headphone speaker, the head speaker, and then the camera right there. So basically that's it, guys. Like I mentioned before, it is held in by screws, so if you are the type of person that likes to swap cases regularly, you may not like this case because it takes a little bit of time to remove all 6 of the screws to get your iPhone in and out of it. So one thing to consider, but for those of you guys that like using the same case over and over again, that may be not an issue for you. You probably stick with this case and keep your phone in there for months on end. You'll be good to go. And so it definitely offers a lot of protection for $20, under $20 actually. If you guys are interested in purchasing this, I will put a link in the description below. If you guys want one for the 6S or the 6S Plus for your iPhone, those will be available on Amazon. So that's pretty much it for me today, guys. If you have any questions about this product, post them down below in the comment section. I read each and every comment in all of my videos, and I always answer you guys back as quickly as possible. I just want to give one more shout out to our sponsor, SellCashier.com. If you guys are looking to get cash for your used iPhone, it's very simple, fast, and secure. You just go to their site, you get a quote, you ship your phone, and then you get paid. It's that simple. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure you show some love to the like button down below. And if you want to stay up to date with all of my reviews, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I'll see you guys in the next video review.